Hello world! Today we are not going to visit the Timberpony Railway, my personal railway that I have in my own property. Instead, we're going to go to someone else's property and check out their railway. And I must say, the entire thing is quite amazing. It is located in Bucyrus, in Ohio, and it is open to the public during the Bratwurst Festival, usually for about 3 days each year. This small loop of track is owned by a gentleman who I didn't really get the chance to talk to while I was there. He was perfectly alright with me filming stuff and even touching some of the equipment, which he normally wouldn't allow visitors to do, but since I had a camera, I had a special exception. Yay! He had been trying to get me to go down there for the past few years just to take a look around and take a look at what he's got going on, but I just never could get the time to go and do it. A friend of mine at work was really angry at me every year for not going and checking out these awesome trains while they're running around the tracks, so I finally found the time and I went out and did it. And I must say, I was not disappointed at all. Enough of me talking, let's go ahead and take you on a tour. Unfortunately, I was so enamored by looking at everything, I didn't even ask what he likes to call the railway, so I'm just gonna have to call it the Bucyrus and Bratwurst Railway. That works. Let's look at the Bucyrus and Bratwurst. It's a neat little thing.
Is this yours? Yeah.
Yes. Took 5 years to build.
He's building his own right now too.
Yeah. I have my own 7 1/4 inch gauge railway. Oh, yeah, it's just in my house.
Okay.
I run mine on T-post. So T-post is my track.
Okay.
And I've not been able to build very much, like no rolling stock. I just have one little wagon for helping me build it, but it's coming along. I like it. And
Come up here every once in a while.
I keep meaning to. My buddy at work gives me the invitation every single year, and he's like, "You got to come up and see it, man."
Well,
And I'm like, I'm going to. I just
we play all year long.
yeah. I'm like, I'm busy, man. He's like, you can come up anytime. You don't have to. I'm like, I'll get up there, man.
Is that aluminum track?
Yes, this is the whoever owns this is the same guy who sent me a piece of the aluminum track through him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're ready to move. I hope.
That one's a steam engine.
Brakes are
That
off.
is an actual steam
Brakes
engine.
off.
What?
Yes. Running a railway, even a small gauge railway like this one, is not just having an engine and some rails. You usually need a lot of supporting infrastructure for keeping the engines running efficiently. And from the moment I walked up, I could see that supporting structure. So, from this roof, water comes down and it goes into that drain pipe, which goes into their water tower. And this is where steam engines will fill up with that from that coal bunker. And there's the water right here, and you can see water treatment to remove oxygen from the water, and the water will go into the steam engine for firing it up.
Okay.
There was even a few interesting ideas for supporting equipment for my own railway. I will also apologize for some of the bad camera work. This place actually was pretty packed. It was the last day of the Bratwurst Festival. Everyone was getting a train ride, and I was making certain to be respectful as I was filming and stay away from people. These are switches, and I bet they probably still work.
Let's look.
Yeah, he has railroad ties on pile. So these are switches that are currently not attached to anything. He just has them here ready to go in case he needs them. That's cool. That's how I'm going to build my switches. I'm going to have to prefab and then put them
I don't
down.
understand how you make this. Like how?
You make them, so this part here is the frog.
The what?
This part here is the frog.
Okay.
The frog carries the wheel over through the flange, and it allows it to switch. And this here is a retaining track that keeps the flange in line so that when you're coming down this rail, you don't derail.
I see.
Coming down this rail, you don't derail. They're basically two clone tracks that are on top of each other, occupying the same space.
Yeah, but how you get it to actually switch over?
That's
Right here,
these.
right here,
That's
okay.
this right here. See the
got you.
spring? That controls whether or not the train goes down straight or whether or not the train turns.
Yeah.
And right there is the switch that controls it all. So if I were to grab this and switch it over,
Yeah.
now it's switched to
okay.
the other line.
That makes sense.
And it all works. And it's simple, it's elegant, and yet functional. So here we have a whole bunch of actual railway equipment,
Yeah.
and of course a little shed.
Yeah.
Look at that tiny little engine right there. Look at how small he is. I'm probably going to get asked to come back to where everyone else is, but I'm going to take a risk and take a look at this thing. Probably should have gotten proper permission before filming around here, but you know, it's open to the public, so
Yeah.
I'll take the risk for the intrigue. This is something, I don't know what it is. Man, I have no idea what model this is or what year it is. I kind of wish this guy had the money to restore it. If he has any online presence at all, I hope people throw him some cash so he can restore something like that. That is cool. Got an engine sitting over there that's not being currently run. Got some Norfolk and Southern decals over there.
A real railroad track.
Yeah, and it's right next to a real railway line. Well, technically this is a real railway line. Minimum gauge is technically a real railway line. And I'm going to lower the camera a little bit so that I'll only see the engine. And I'm cutting off all the children's heads at the top of the camera. Responsible filming, and then there we go. There's another switch. I can't imagine how to build something like, well, I mean, so it's a flat piece of steel
Yeah.
with a tube and a cut.
Okay.
So in the event you do that, it switches it. Make sure to leave it as it's set. That way I'm not fiddling with his rails too much.
Yeah. Really? You gonna have to go to your little Sunday for you? You just gotta start talking. We're cracking our record. I can't hold it for that. But we also have 3 more.
There we have CSX, just a generic car people ride on.
Yeah.
Minions for some reason. And then the Pullman. During a brief talk with the owner of this small railway, I was told that those two engines were completely 3D printed on their outer shell, so the entire outer shell is a plastic 3D print. I actually wish I had filmed them more, but they were stationary and not moving during my entire visit, so I couldn't really get good access to film them. Look at that, just crossing. Look how tiny it is. Here we have some basic flatbeds. And all of this stuff is different from my track in that it's miniaturized. So, whereas my stuff is not miniaturized, mine's just 7 1/4 inch and that's just the gauge I run. This is meant to be like the real life full-size model. And you can see that these are actually so lightweight that they need to put weights inside them to hold them down. Otherwise they won't stick to the rails properly. And they're very well built little things. Like, I love them. And here we have a tiny Jenny coupler
Yeah.
where the pin's on the bottom so it drops and then it locks in place by pushing the little pin on the bottom. You open up the Jenny coupler,
Wow.
and that's how they do their Jenny couplers on this little railway.
You were just talking about that.
Yeah. I would hand it to you that I'm likely always talking about trains, probably more than I should.
Isn't that one right there?
Yep.
What is that?
Those are two Jenny couplers.
So what are these right
Handshake.
here?
That's the ye olde style. So these could have Jenny couplers inserted,
Yeah.
but this is the ye olde style. We're just sticking a piece of metal through it and then pinning them.
Oh, okay.
That is reliable, and for small gauge, that's perfectly suitable. Sorry, I dropped my piece of wood. Saw one of these before when we were in West Virginia, but you didn't get to go inside of it because it wasn't open. So again, here's the Jenny coupler.
Okay.
And if you grab onto this, what'll happen is the coupler pin opens up, and you can open up the pin,
Okay.
and then this giant knuckle thing can open up and accept another knuckle to slam into it and take a handshake.
Oh.
That's the iron handshake. That's what allows a lot of people to not die.
Oh.
And of course, we have the air hoses
What are all
for
these?
those are railroad spokes.
Oh, okay.
They're what pin the track down together. They actually nail tracks together for
What are all those?
pieces of rail,
What?
pieces of discarded rail and stuff equipment.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what they are, but like these are down here, the plates that hold the rail onto the tie better than how they used to be attached.
Do you want to walk up here, bud?
And this caboose has clearly been converted into some kind of little display. But there'd be a dude living in here for days and days at a time.
Really?
Yep. He'd sit here to observe what was going on around the train, both back and forth.
Yeah.
So front and behind. So if a train was coming from behind, he'd have to eat on a stove like this. There's the stove where he'd eat.
Yeah.
And then he'd sleep on a bed, just like this.
Wow.
Yeah, people sleep. I mean, they'll try.
Here's an in memory of tribute, which I will take photos of and be respectful of, because you should. And this is pretty much all he had to keep himself upright during a bumpy train ride, is that bar above. And then at the end here, where we cannot go anywhere, we just go back the way we came.
Guys, we can't go out this way.
And if he really wanted to make the conductor if he really wanted to make the drivers of the train upset, all he'd have to do is turn this crank,
Why?
which is not so easy.
Why?
This controls the brakes. I will get a video of this little hand car with no children on it, as long as there's no children. Filming this railway, I got a real idea for all the hard work and dedication that went into it. I can't imagine what people did to build something like this, and it makes me wonder what my railway will look like in just a matter of a few years.
Yeah, so they can load more people on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they can get people through, because the line's growing too long. A little harder on the engine, but the engine can handle it.
Yeah. It just started for the day, too. They'll be doing this all day.
They'll be doing this all day long. That is not the whistle. That is the safety valve.
Yeah. For what?
Because the engine stopped working.
Because
Yeah.
it stopped?
It stopped, so the steam is no longer building up inside. Now building up too much, and it's hissing through the safety valve. He's trying to get it to calm down
Oh,
and slow down a bit.
yeah. What do you have to do that?
What?
To get it to calm down?
Usually you have to choke out the fire a little to get it to
Oh.
calm down on the heat. And
Thank you. Putting something in there?
yep, so there's one of my ties against their gauge. And it's not perfect, but he is probably running more closer to 7.5 inch, whereas I run 7.25 inch. Yeah, that is definitely an odd tree.
On this run, I've got to stop for water, and
Awesome.
I think I'm going to take about a 10-minute break then. So you'll be walking back from the water towers, if that's all right, everyone. little ones I'd rather get just because it sticks. Okay, we're going to stop at the water tower again. Then you can.
Dragon.
What happened?
More dragon. Unfortunately, the only train ride I could get in during the day had a brief interruption.
Oh, this second one. Sorry.
Back wheels.
Just the back.
Okay, grab it. No. Just pick her up by the bolster. No. Nope. Pick her up. Watch what I do. I grab the axles and shift them over. Sit on. See how easy that was? Even for an old man.
Look at those ones. Don't they look nice? Does this engine's injector work when it's only running, or does it work stationary?
Oh, well, no, it'll work as long as there's steam.
Yeah.
About 60 pounds.
Some smaller ones can only inject water into the boiler if they're moving, which is not a good idea.
This has an axle pump also, so it pumps every time. But
Yeah.
I've got 2 injectors on it.
Yeah.
Never have enough things to put water in, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Almost. We'll get there.
What are you burning it? Real coal?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, go ahead and turn her off. Okay. Can I ask you to get up for a second?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Yeah, I could use a couple. That's good. Now get us back to the station.
Okay.
All right. Put you know the knob for the cold water pump.
Yeah. That's this one, right?
Nope, that's that one. Yeah.
This one.
Turn it on. Watch your stack. You'll see it spitting. You'll know it's working. Gotta open her up. Get her started.
There it goes.
There you go. Now you
Leave that on
you hear the click?
now.
They open her up more.
There it goes, yeah.
Okay. Now your pump's working.
Okay.
Okay. Just let it. Go ahead. 2 toots. Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Appears to be ready.
How much you got in the autograph?
Oh, quarter, half.
Okay. Just let the pump run. Her up. There you go here. And just take the hill right there. Now try forcing it down a little bit. You're over the top.
And with that, I'm willing to say we've come to about the end of the video, so I'm going to have to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. The closer I get to that 1,000 subscription mark, the closer I can get to monetization and making a little bit of cash on just showing you guys a bunch of train stuff. And if I can make a semi-living doing that, believe me, I'm going to show you a lot of train stuff. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and for now, I'm gonna have to be saying bye-bye.